You gotta fight for your right to be irresponsible. Guys, this is protests that are taking place in Poland right now due to an abortion ban that was put into effect there recently. If you're familiar with my content, you know that I consider it a personal thing where if you are responsible with your choices and the decisions that you make, you really shouldn't even need abortion laws or anything like that, because like women always sit there and cry, oh my goodness, it's my body, my choice. Lady, make good choices and all of this can be avoided. But because the West in particular is so used and accustomed to just giving in to the feminine whims of our feminine populace, you end up with all of this when the government's just like, look, no abortions when they go to ban the procedure in its entirety. And so I don't, this is one of the reasons I don't foresee Roe versus Wade being overturned here in the United States. But at the same time, I do feel as if a lot of this is just people demanding the ability to be ultimately irresponsible and not take any accountability for the choices that they make, namely ladies. I mean, we have a single mother problem here in the States. We have a lot of issues, and a lot of it's bore of our willful ignorance to female nature, right? And so instead of recognizing her nature as hypergamous and ladies, I love you to no end, but rather deceitful and manipulative, we just fall into it because as men, our greatest weakness will forever be our female counterparts. As sad as it is, it's the truth and reality of the situation. So let's get into this Reuters article from Yahoo News. Drone video shows huge protests against Poland abortion ruling. Defying strict rules that restrict gatherings to 5 people during a coronavirus pandemic, demonstrators walked through central Warsaw streets carrying black umbrellas, a symbol of abortion rights, protest in Poland, and banners that read, I think, I feel, I decide, or God is a woman. Yeah, no. God does too many things that make sense, sweetie. Military police lined the streets, some in riot gear, as the demonstrations began. Organizers in the city of Warsaw said some 100,000 people took part, one of the largest protest gatherings in years, following a constitutional court ruling on October 22nd outlawing abortions due to fatal defects. It ended the most common of the few legal grounds left for abortion in Poland and set the country further apart from Europe's mainstream. Daily protests have taken place across the country in the past week and have turned into an outpouring of anger against 5 years of nationalist law and injustice, PIS, rule and the Roman Catholic Church, which is an ally of the government. So, yeah, that's basically. I just wanted to talk about some great and commercial. Thanks AT&T. But I just wanted to talk about what's taking place there in Poland, namely because I don't want to talk about what's going on here in the States. It's just boring to me. And secondly, the responsibility of your life will always fall upon you. You can't rely on the government. You can't rely on, any outside forces. And if you don't want to get an abortion, then like ladies or, fellas, just for a little perspective, if you don't want to get an abortion, then just don't take cream pies from dudes that that you don't want to have children with. I mean, it really is just very, very simple logic. And I know that there's tons of chicks that'll sit there and be like, oh, well, that's a very simple way of looking at it. Well, here's the thing. Your nature, sweetheart, is complicating matters. My nature is logically solving them. And so if you don't want an abortion, don't get one. And one of my favorite things to see, right, is like women who are ancient. Like way past the wall talking about abortion. Lady, that's not even a part of your life anymore. Like, why are you even concerned about this? This is a young woman's game. And I can guarantee you, of the 100,000 people that are out there screaming and yelling and whatnot, what have you, probably 15 to 20% are actual women of, the ripe age of having children and the like, because it really is a small span of life, depending on how long you live. A woman's fertility is what, like, from, let's say, 12, 13 to 45. That's about 30 some change years, which once again is a relatively small span of life. And you want to have all these laws without particular like, you want to have access to all these abortions and everything else like that, when in reality it's something that shouldn't even be as as hot button of an issue as it is, because it ultimately comes down to the individual and the choices that they make. And if a woman finds herself making decent choices and being smart about things, then all of this is completely unnecessary. It's one of the reasons why those numbers that turn out are so few of women in that child gearing range, because she's in the prime of her life, she's living it up. That's 20, that 18 to 25-year-old woman is out in town, like, just living her best life at this very moment, where all these other individuals who are like, oh yes, a woman's right to choose and all this other stuff. Here's the thing: you have the right to choose. No one's taking that right away from you. It would seem as if your government would like for you to make better choices, and kind of putting you in a position where you're forced to make better choices. I don't have a problem with that. I really don't. It's one of the reasons I want to see the court systems and the family laws change here in the United States, because, yeah, like, you get to make your choices, but the smarter choice should always be towards family, and being able to take care of and sustain that family. Not, let's all go have babies, and let the state, let the government play daddy for them. This is one of our biggest problems, and it's not just in Poland, it's definitely in the United States, where we've created this system that rewards women for going out and just getting knocked up by any old Joe, because there'll be all these different programs and money waiting for you on the other end of that rainbow. So, last I saw on this topic, the government is considering changing those laws, going back to the other laws. But personally, from a personal standpoint, I'd prefer for them to, just hold their guns. Look, you have to make better choices for yourself. You can't sit here and expect the government to turn around and play baby daddy because you chose a terrible baby father. No. You got to eat that loss, because it is a life choice, and the choices that we make do run throughout the course of our entire lives. So make better ones, instead of encouraging women to just do whatever the hell, like, whatever feels good. And as long as we encourage women to do what feels good, I mean, it's great for guys to an extent, when it's just like, hey, yeah, I want to stick something real quick. Oh, great, I can stick it there. But when it comes to looking to build a family and looking to build a true legacy, and have a marriage and all these great things that we at a biological level do want, it's been disastrous. It really has. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you like it, toss it a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and Bitchute and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons. Bang the bell for notifications. Get something from Teespring and speak. Let me know. What do you guys think in the comments? Am I oversimplifying? Do I, like, is it my belief in the individual and a person making their individual choices, as opposed to mob rule and mob mentality for choices that most people don't have to make? Am I wrong? Because if you feel like I am, that's what my comment section's for, man. I love mixing it up with you guys down there. It really is fun, entertaining, and it gives me a different perspective on things that I'd like to see from you guys. So with that being said, let me know what you think in the comments, and until the next one.